Okay, hello. Thank you everyone for attending this presentation. I'm Claire Goffard, the business advisor for the company XLG in Odoo. And I'm in the presence of Yves Daubry, one of the administrators of the company. So thank you for being here and for accepting the invitation and for sharing your experience. So today we're gonna watch together a small video. So we went in your office a few weeks ago to make a little video, and then we will discuss about your Odoo project, the implementation, and also the collaboration with Nalius. So let's watch the video together.
XLG is a company, family-owned business that is born in the 80s and is mainly active in the sector of the facility management. All our activities goes around cleaning. We have now more than 30 skills that are divided in 4 main business lines. The first business line is facility, that concerns office cleaning. Then we have industry, which is factory cleaning, building in relation with the real estate world, and then home, where we clean houses for individuals. So as I said, XLG was born in the 80s, so we have 35 years of experience. This implied many different ways of working, different databases that did not speak together. And maybe one of the first challenges was to create a common denominator for all the staff. And Odoo brought us to stick to one method, and that's very important for the future.
So we started implementing the project by doing a big analysis of all the XLG companies because we needed to harmonize the processes between every company. One of the main challenges is that they had a lot of different tools exactly tailored for their processes. And the problem is that the more you are tailoring the system, the least it gets efficient. So therefore, what we had to do here is that we needed to harmonize the processes and to make sure that we had a lot of processes that were already covered by Odoo standard, and to make sure that we ease the process by a high margin. We had to do the implementation within 6 months, which is pretty tight in terms of planning. The main challenges were that we had to plan a lot of people inside the companies because obviously XLG is a company related to planning resources. So we had a lot of people to plan, but also a lot of people to do the payroll for. And we managed to do the first phase of the implementation, which is implementing XLG Facility, which is a branch of the XLG companies within 6 months.
Odoo impacts our business a lot. It helped a lot to save a lot of time for many activities that are crucial to the business. Let's take an example with the invoicing. Invoicing is quicker, and it's important for our treasury. Secondly, maybe the planning. It's also difficult to plan. We have a lot of people at work every day, so they don't have to use many Excel sheets or whiteboards. And last but not least, it helps to communicate with all the different XLG hubs around the country. When you get used to Odoo, you have a common language with all the different employees, and you can exchange quite rapidly, and that is really something that helps for the whole organization of the company.
So imagine a customer that has an office to clean, okay? The first thing you want to do in Odoo is to create a quotation related to this customer, so we can afterwards plan workers to be able to clean the office, for example, twice a week or twice every 2 weeks, for example. So when we create the quotation, we are going to every detail of this offer. And as you can see here, you see all the integrated apps within the quotation. So for example, you have the subscription app, which is, for example, when you have recurring cleanings, for example. You also have the project, because we need to track the budget of every project. We also have, obviously, the hours planned for every person, for every worker. And then we have also the invoices related to this new project. So when you want to plan workers to clean the offices, for example, you have access to the planning application where you can see at a glance all the resources that are available or not, depending on their specific planning. And therefore, you can see here on this screen that you have some green lines where the person still has hours in his pipe, or red lines when he's not available at all. And then it's very easy in Odoo to drag and drop any specific task to be able to assign it to some person. And therefore, what is also important within XLG is the payroll application, because we need to prepare the payroll for all the workers. And here we also have access to the Grand view that is linked to the planning application for everything related to payroll, such as sick leaves, holidays, and also a project where they work on.
For me, maybe the main advantage is related to what we think is important in life with XLG, is to deliver happiness. For me, it's really important that our people like to use the tool. We have evolved in a better way of doing things thanks to Odoo and all the network that Odoo brought to us.
So yes, we already have collected a lot of information with this video, but maybe you can explain a bit more why Odoo? Why did you choose Odoo and not another software to digitalize your company or review your digitalization with an RAP?
I didn't choose Odoo.
You didn't choose Odoo?
I chose OpenRP.
Ah,
Since it
so
was
a long
15
time
years,
ago,
15 it was
15 years ago. Yeah.
And I had a chance 15 years ago to have digitalized with Access SQL, which was not a future for the company. And looking for a new ERP, we just found this open source ERP, free, by the way. So
At this time, yeah.
all the conditions were included to get along with open ERP. The big chance is that we found fantastic integrators then, that we could develop for an unstructured mind, which is mine, a tool helping us to process everything that you saw here. And the big chance is that OpenRP is now Odoo with the future that it gives to a group like ours. 15 years ago, we were about 48 companies, knowing a big growth. And what was the next problem, as Gatien said, has been to align all the processes between those companies that we are trying to join and to lower in terms of number. So that's where the Odoo makes a fantastic job with Nalios today.
Yeah. And did you face some challenges or some difficulties during the implementation of Odoo?
Yes, of course. I think the big challenge is to lower the ambition of inventing new things. Together with the first team, when we developed with Odoo, and Odoo wasn't developed as it is today, we have written a lot of codes because we really wanted to have our digitalization go faster and faster, and we've been inventing a lot of things who now exist in Odoo, and it was a big surprise to see what 16 is offering today, the version 16 is offering today. So today we have to lower our ambition in the first phase to make sure that the base, the construction of XLG, is a strong base, close to the source of Odoo. And on this base, we will develop what the new functions offers in terms of digitalization to be close our customers outside the company and our customers inside the company.
Yeah, okay. And I know that Nalios helped you during the implementation. Can you explain a bit more about the collaboration with them? How was it going?
It's going very good.
Okay.
They gave a frame to our development. We have devoted 3 persons inside our organization to help them and to implement the new structure and to teach the users used to use or an Odoo that has been developed from OpenRP or coming from competitors like Zoho. We were in Zoho and another ERP. So the collaboration is very good in terms of, okay, Nalios, tell us what we have to do to keep straight and strong and close to the source of Odoo.
Yeah.
And our team help them in implementing the processes by teaching the users.
Yeah, okay. And did you have to rethink your process or your internal processes to fit with the standard of Odoo?
Yes, but you have to think that we had a lot of experience with Odoo. In fact, in the group, we developed the first Odoo 15 years ago with OpenRP for the facility. We developed then a second Odoo for another skill that we have inside our group, building and rescue after fire. So that was a second Odoo we developed. And then we make a third one because in the first phase we thought that based on our own experience, we could be able, on the structure we had developed, to develop a third Odoo. We stopped with this project, starting from 0 with Nalios. So yes, we had to rethink our processes, but you have to realize that we had experience that helped a part of our 400 employees.
Yeah, okay. And during the go live, how was the reaction of the end user? How did they react during the first few weeks of use?
It's been a marvel for many of them.
Yeah.
Because coming from a situation where you have little knowledge of automatization, when you come at the first look in Odoo as a new user, yes, you need a little bit of practice. But
and how did you handle that to help the user to...
Looking there at the end of the room, you see the people who are teaching the rest and giving the support.
Yeah, okay.
And that's the way we manage it.
Okay. Maybe you also have some question in the public. I don't know if some of you wants to ask questions. If it's the case, just raise your hands.
Hello. I have 2 questions. One is still on training your personnel. Could you please share maybe some methods or techniques you used to train your employees to adopt Odoo? And second question is, you mentioned that you had quite a lot of personalized codes at the very beginning. What's your strategy or vision now for the future, given that there are so many versions of Odoo coming out? Thank you.
To answer the first question, the best thing to have is example by inside. So we have the people that are always available to answer the questions that our people would have. And we are very close to the field itself. So like Ego said, it's not an IT project, it's a company project. And in that way, having the people close on the field is the best thing to implement the system. Your second question is what the vision with the version. That's precisely what Nalios helps us to do. We stay close to the root, very close. It's a little bit frustrating, to be honest, because I am the one that 15 years ago was blowing my mind in kind of fireworks of ideas that we try to implement, making it a little bit difficult in terms of transmission of different version, but Fabien helped us in this way. So I think what Nalios helps us to do is stay close to the root, and Odoo is doing the rest, because as you saw in version 16, so many things are coming up that we can be trustful. Odoo is a good horse to bet on. I'm pretty sure. That's why I wear the shoes.
Any other questions? Okay, so maybe you can just explain maybe the next step with Odoo. Did you already plan the roadmap or something like this with Nalios?
The responsible are in the room, but we have a roadmap. But the first aim is really to align all our companies. That's a really, really big deal, because as Gatien said, the first step was to be aligning the skill of facility. Facility is based on planning. That's for sure. In all our businesses, planning is very, very big deal. And contract. So a cleaning contract is repetitive. So you've got to manage the fact that it's always repeated. That invoices can go out automatically. Well, that's theoretical, but we have to go through now what's the skills of industrialization, maintenance, and building are concerned. That's another big deal.
Yeah.
And after, I think that on this good and strong layer, we are going to build up the digitalization with more, let's say, with new application inside Odoo. So far, we're working a lot of job forms and application outside the world of Odoo, but we saw that in 16 it's getting inside. So we're very excited to jump.
Yeah. Did you plan to go on the V16 the next year? Did you plan to upgrade your version to 16?
Yes. Okay. Laurence is there.
Thank
And
you.
I'm glad she says yes. We go to. It's going to be easy because Nalios helps us to stay close to the root, so it shouldn't be too difficult.
Great news. Okay, I don't know if anyone has any questions. No? Okay, so we've come to the end of this presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you a lot for your experience. And I also want to thank Nalios, because they are a very good partner, very professional and human in their way of working. And thanks to them, we have a good client for Odoo. So thank you, and enjoy your experience.